Start this video, I want to show proof that this is a real Pikachu. I caught it in Emerald in the Safari Zone where you had a 1/4 chance of having the exact nature you want, and a guarantee that you can have the positive speed nature. As you can see, I've been transferring this shiny Pikachu up through the games. I made a quick stop using Pokemon Bank in Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire so that I could level it up against the Blissey. After that, I took it into Sun and Moon, took off the HP IVs, and IV'd it exactly how I wanted. Here is before I actually started IVing. As you can see, this is a perfectly legitimate Pikachu. Let's take it into the Let's Go Cup and see what happens. Now, like you saw, this Pikachu is scary. It has the Dig, Feint, Counter, and Protect. I transferred this all the way up from Emerald, and I am ready to bring it out. I got in my 10 battles, and I'm recording this immediately after the first 10 battles of the first day. And my very first battle was against an Eevee, and let's see what happens. Pikachu has the Protect. I figured that Eevee would have the Protect. If it didn't, it would go for the Extreme Evo Boost first, and I didn't want to lose my Focus Sash too early. But it turns out he didn't use Extreme Evo Boost. He had the Breakneck Blitz. Maybe Giga Impact, but I survive on the Focus Sash and get off my counter. He showed the Z move. He didn't have a Focus Sash. He dealt 100 to me, 110 to me, and I got off 220 onto him. Instant one-shot. Second battle of the day. Most of these were overseas people. I was working pretty late at night to get these in. I didn't want to lose internet over vacation. And let's see how this one goes. His Pikachu comes in first. It was a regular Pokeball. I knew it wasn't an event Pikachu. Most likely it wouldn't have any event moves. Mine was in a Safari Ball. If people realized that it was not a transfer, then it couldn't have Lightning Rod. This Pikachu had Quick Attack. He broke my Focus Sash, but it didn't matter anyway. I had the Dig. It was super effective, and he went into the Nuzzle. Here's where he learned that I did not have Lightning Rod. Unfortunately, since I'm an electric type, I cannot be paralyzed, and since he barely survived the Dig, I go for the Feint. Even if he had Protect, that's a KO. 2 down, 8 to go. Mr. MC here. I don't remember which was which. Let's see what happens. If you don't mind, I'm going to speed up to 1.5 so I have less dead time between battles. In comes his shiny Pikachu. Out comes my shiny Pikachu. I'm really lucky to have found that in Emerald since the shiny is based on a frame and I don't know mine. And MC here, he had the Focus Punch Pikachu. He was probably anticipating Eevees having Extreme Evo Boost and planned on hitting them with a super effective attack before that can happen. Maybe that's a banded Pikachu, I'm not sure. But he forfeits as soon as he saw the Dig. Up next is Cole. This was another relatively easy win for me. This Pikachu, it may not have enough to get Eevees that are special, but most Eevees should be physical, and most Pikachu should not want to throw out an electric type attack or a Z move into a potentially Lightning Rod Pikachu. It's a speed tie. My Pikachu barely survives the knockoff into the Focus Sash. That is another great thing about Focus Sash. It activates before it can be knocked off. His Covet went first again, and then I used Feints to secure the victory. This Pikachu, it goes against the potential meta. Both the Pikachu meta and the Eevee meta. Up next, music note here. Or at least I hope that's a music note and not just a super fancy character in another language. This is actually one that I lost, but since he out-gimmicked my gimmick, I decided to feature him here anyway. Her here anyway. She had to protect first, and I go for the dig. I saw that, and either it was a speed tie or deliberately slower. When I saw how little damage the Pikachu took, that told me it was an Eviolite. Most likely still max attack, max maybe hit points or special defense, not sure. He protected it into my dig, and I would throw a protect back to see what would happen. Charm, it's a really good move in this tournament unless the opponent is special. But the problem with Charm is that it's blocked by Protect. I believe Pikachu also has access to the Play Nice. When I was running it on Drampa, I realized, well, more accurately, it happened. I Play Nice into a Pokemon using Protect, and the Play Nice affected through the Protect. Charm, it's -2, and it's faster to lower their offenses. But Play Nice, it works like Feint. It works whether or not they are protecting. I go for the Feints here because I lost damage on the Charm, and I didn't realize the full thing that he was doing here. I thought he was going to protect before using Wish, so I wanted to throw out the Feint for extra damage. And then he shows off the Toxic. Now I know that he doesn't have full speed EVs, and that he's going to land the Toxic here. The only thing that can save me now is a critical hit on the dig. Unfortunately, as you can see, the damage is racking up, and due to digging 1 or 2 times more than he has used Protect, he can stall out the digs. There is no way with the Wish that I'm getting enough damage onto him to knock him out from full health. I've recognized his win condition, and I conceded. There was nothing I can do against the Toxic Pikachu. Next up is the CIA. Very funny. This one was another loss for me, but it was because it was the one thing that I knew could counter this Pikachu, as you're going to find out soon here. That is a Luxury Ball Eevee. Very nice, very fancy. That's my shiny Pikachu in a Safari Ball. I go for the Protect. I'm stalling out. I want to see what happens. Eevee protects as well. Eevee uses Protect here. I showed off my counter. Maybe if it was Protect Last Resort. I go for the Protect here. And then Extreme Evo Boost. That's what I wanted to have happen. It would guarantee to knock me out, which would leave my Focus Sash, but which means that the counter on the Last Resort is guaranteed to KO. Unfortunately, this Eevee had stored power. Counter doesn't work with special attacks. Dig doesn't work on Eevee. Feint doesn't work on Eevee. I had to concede early. Pardon me. Next up, another quick battle. Let's see how this one turned out. This person obviously decked out for the Let's Go Cup with all their Pikachu accessories. And let's see what goes on. I am faster initially, and I get off my dig. Knockoff. There's a lot of knockoff Pikachus this tournament, and immediately forfeited. Obviously didn't run the Protect. For this next battle, it's a little longer. This one, if I remember correctly, was the speed tie shenanigans. We both had max speed. We both had the positive speed nature. And let's go into this one. I'm faster at first. I used the dig. I considered using Protect there, but since it wasn't a Cherish Ball, I knew it couldn't have, at least most likely wouldn't have Fake Out, which would allow me to do this. The Wish into Covet, bad timings all around, unable to hit me during that dig. I decided to stall it out, see what else he can go for, use Protect. The Covet, it hits the Protect. Speed tie again, I'm faster on the dig. Covet, it failed. And Pikachu used Wish this turn. It did not go for Protect. I knew I had this in the bag. Pikachu, it still has quite a decent amount of HP left, but not quite enough. Feint takes it out. 7 battles down. 2 more to go. 8 battles down, 2 to go. Next up is Sinalove, I think that's how it's pronounced. Oh, Sinaclove with the Pikachu. Not the Eevee this time. My shiny Pikachu. Again, extremely grateful that I got it. Just wish it had the right nature. Pikachu's attack failed against my Protect. I use the Dig. It's an Endeavor Pikachu. Unfortunately for him, this tournament sets everybody to level 50, so it cannot outslow on the Endeavor. Also, even if he did try to outslow, I got him to 1 HP first, and I had the feint, which would outspeed any quick attack, or any feint of his, since he had to be slower for Endeavor. Last, but hopefully not least, is Cole. This Pikachu, it didn't put up much more of a fight than anyone else, and he had the Rainbow Surfing Pikachu. That made me kind of nervous. Was he trying to tell me that he had Surf on his? Let's find out. He runs the knockoff as well. Lots of Pikachu with knockoff this tournament. I got my Focus Sash into Dig. He used Quick Attack while I was underground. He probably saw the 1 HP and clicked it instinctively, but he missed into my Dig, and I feint onto him for the KO. This recording is after the tournament is over, and I kept up at least a 50% win rate. I ended up, I think, at around 1,610 to 30, and the highest I got was 1,664, I believe. Alika here, she had a shiny Eevee, and it was different enough from what came before that I wanted to show what happened. I decided not to lead the Protect this time and go straight for the counter. As you can see, that was a good idea. Whether or not she is Scarfed, I got off my Static. I got off the double-edged damage, which would prevent any Focus Sash, which you should not run on the Eevee. And I hit it for the KO. I've got one more battle to share before this ends. It was the only one that really stood out compared to the rest. This guy actually called a little bit of my moveset, but the rest of it I got. Out comes the Pikachu. I was expecting likely Fake Out. And something that surprised me, I forgot that Pikachu could use Reversal. While it might seem like a better move, and it would be a better move for any special-based Eevee, Reversal only does 80 to 94% damage against an extreme Evo boost. So in that situation, having a counter for a physical rather than a reversal for either is a more guaranteed KO. I led off with a Protect. While he used his Z move immediately, that broke my Focus Sash. I was in danger. I go for the Dig. I hope I outsped. I did this time at least, but he had the Protect as well. I knew Brick Break was going to come out again. I risked it, and I was so happy that Brick Break does not deal that much more. I got the counter off, but not quite enough for this Pikachu. It's bulky, based on what I saw there. I go for the feint. If it's in the red, it's guaranteed a KO. I won about 66 or 75% of all the battles, and here's the winning Pikachu with feint, dig, and